All right, good evening, ladies and gentlemen. My name is Doug MacGibbon. This is the Village of Royal Palm Beach Special Magistrate hearing for Wednesday, March 13th, 2024. According to Verizon, it's 5:34, so we can get started. As I like to say, if you have a code enforcement issue, you're in the right place. First thing we're going to do is swear everyone in. This is going to happen multiple times as strays wander in later. Please, everyone, raise your right hand, including the lady on her phone texting right now, who's not paying any attention to me. Raise your right hand, wrong hand. Does everyone swear or affirm the testimony they're about to give is the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth? Say, I do.
I do.
Everyone does. Excellent. Most of our cases today will either be violation hearings or fine assessment hearings. Hopefully you've signed in and they have pulled your case and they know you're here. When you hear your name being called, please proceed up to that podium over there. Identify yourself by your name and your address. The village attorney will show you some documents. Ask if you object. They will present their case. You can ask them any questions you wish, and you get to present whatever evidence you would like. That switches when we get to fine reduction hearings. Those people have been through the process before. Do we even have any fine reductions?
Can you guys hear him in the, can you hear him?
I just didn't see one on the agenda.
I can barely hear you, Special Magistrate.
Sorry. I'm usually loud. My wife complains. So, all right. So if we had any fine reduction hearings, they would go first because they've already been through the process, but I don't see any on the agenda. So we might as well get started. Please take it away, Village of Royal Palm.
Okay, thank you. Amity Barnard.
22 or 23, 1088?
Yes, Special Magistrate Amity Barnard, Assistant Village Attorney. We're starting on the agenda. Status/fine assessment hearings. The first case is 23-1088, 276 La Mancha Avenue, Nefertari T. Daly.
Okay.
Margaret, Hancotte, Code Enforcement Officer for the Village of Royal Palm Beach. I'd like to enter the following documents into evidence. Exhibit 1, order finding violation. Exhibit 2, verification ownership. Exhibit 3, pictures. Exhibit 4, AS400 permit information.
Your name for the record, ma'am?
Nefertari Daly.
Thank you, ma'am. These are the exhibits that the village would like to enter into evidence. Exhibit 1 is the previous order finding violation with the signed green card. Page 2 of the order. Exhibit 2 is verification of ownership showing that you own the property. And Exhibit 3 is photographs of the violation. Any objection to these documents being entered?
All right, admitted without objection. Sure. All right. Okay, so what do we still have left? Because it looks like things have been worked on.
He's asking you what's left outstanding.
She still has the tarp on the roof and the stains on the house. She did move the car today, as you can see in this photograph here. But now she's going to have to clean that portion of the driveway as well, because that was on the previous order finding violation in the beginning. So
All right.
she still has to do the roof. It has the tarp on it, as well as the staining on the house.
And where, oh, the staining's on the side.
Here, can you see?
Yeah.
This is all stained, really bad.
Okay. All right, so we have stained roof, tarp, and the disabled vehicle has been moved, so it's no
Moved
longer.
today.
Okay, so is that good or no?
That's good.
Okay, so that's a
No,
finding of fact on disabled
She wasn't supposed to
or no?
move the car by the 11th,
Oh, so she's late a little bit?
one day on that.
Okay, well, we still have other things to deal with, so. All right, Ms. Daly, tell us what's going on.
My lawyer stating that we're in litigation with my insurance about the roof. The tarp is there.
For my roof tarp cases.
Right.
Normally, it's some sort of problem with an insurance company. Objection to respondent exhibit 1? Admitted without objection. Let me look.
So we don't have, the village doesn't have any objection to that. We understand that it takes time to get through that process. The issue is that there are other things that have not been addressed that can be addressed.
I'm almost about to give her a punt on the disabled vehicle because it is looking a little less disabled now that they've switched spots. But we do have the structure is still stained issue. So are you painting it? Have you gotten quotes on it? Are you doing what?
I had the guy to come out and do the driveway. I did not see on the thing, it had a lot of stuff where it said surface, so I would have had him cleaned it when he came and did it. So now I have insurance. I just didn't have the money to do it. I can show you here, my insurance has skyrocketed. It's over $10,000 a year. That's crazy because of the roof. And so that started in February, so I just didn't have the extra money to pay someone. But now I'm out on spring break starting Friday, so me and my son is gonna do it. Just rent a thing from Home Depot and do it ourselves.
Okay, so.
And make sure also when you do the structure where the car was
Yeah,
sitting,
I
you
can
need
do
to
that.
clean that spot too, right here.
Not a problem.
So, Special Magistrate, we're in agreement with continuing the matter as it relates to the tarp on the roof, given the pending litigation. If her testimony is that she's going to get the staining on the house fixed, we'd ask that that be done pretty quickly, so within the next.
Well, we're talking about spring break, so I'm talking probably like 10 or 15 days. Yeah, I just want to give you a couple extra in case it rains on you or something. So we'll give 2 weeks and then,
Just call her back to look at it when I get it done.
yeah,
Okay.
please. And actually, she's brought up a valid point that I sometimes forget to tell everyone. When you get an order from me, there's one part in this order that's in bold, and it says, if you fix something, you have to call for an inspection, because while they ride around the village, they don't really know how many of these cases are going. It kind of blends together. So if you want to make sure that there's a credit given to you for finishing a job, you give them a call, they'll come out, inspect, and they'll put an affidavit of conformity in your file. So,
So for the staining, if you're going to give her 2 weeks, that's 3/27 would be the
yeah,
new
we'll give
compliance
it
date.
327 on that, and then she'll come back for a status fine in April, and we can deal with it there.
And then also a compliance date of right before the April hearing on the tarp on the roof, and if she could bring back a status so we know where she is. The lawyer letter doesn't explain where they are in the process,
You need to
so.
get a little bit more detailed lawyer letter saying you
What does he
filed a
need to say?
complaint, you're waiting for a trial date. That kind of detail is what they want. Case numbers are wonderful because then the staff can look up the docket and see where you are.
I'm sure.
I don't know. I just looked at it. It was a very
It may be
generic
on there,
letter.
but just come back to that next hearing, and even if you don't have it in a letter, just have him tell you where they are in the process. If he just filed and you just started the litigation, that's different than if you're 8 months in, or 10 months in, or 12 months in.
If you file a case right now and you say, okay, and you by some miracle get them to file an answer the next month, you're lucky to get a trial date in a year. For fault, that's just the way the system is set up. So if you're to the point where you have mediation and trial dates going, then we know at least you've pursued it.
Well, I know I have done the,
Yeah,
what's the
that's
thing
fine.
that you do with the lawyer? I
So
did that like last week, so-
327, what's our date?
If we could bifurcate the order, Special Magistrate, and have the structure staining comply by 3/27, the tarp on the roof comply by 4/8, and have her appear at the 4/10 status/fine assessment hearing.
Okay, TARP,
And we'll maintain the $25 a day fine.
got it. Okay. This is the stain. I've got to write little notes on here for the things, but yeah, once you fix the stain on the side, quickly give Margaret a call. She'll come by and inspect. That will take care of it. The tarp, nothing will probably happen by the 8th, but hopefully you'll get another letter from your lawyer saying in more detail what's happening. And if you could share that with Ms. Hancotte, that'd be wonderful too.
Okay.
State, but the disabled vehicle section will be stated as continue to comply in your order. Since
Continue
it's
to
been
comply on
complied.
the disabled, correct. Okay? And we'll hopefully see you in a month, or maybe not.
When do I come back again? What was it?
You got
April 10th, you
April
said?
10th, but you'll get an
Okay.
order in the mail.
All righty.
All right.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Staying on the same page, Special Magistrate, fine assessment hearings, case 23-0921908 Camellia Drive, Matthew and Jennifer Sparing.
Okay. I think Mr. Sparing's behind you in the red shirt.
Are you Mr. Sparing? And Special Magistrate, he has a little bit of a hearing impediment, so.
Doesn't hear.
Okay.
That's more than a little bit. Okay.
I believe so.
All right, you can go ahead.
Good evening, Special Magistrate. My name is Andrew Armienti, Code Enforcement Officer with the Village of Royal Palm Beach.
Okay.
And I'd like to
Go ahead.
submit the following documents into evidence. Exhibit 1, an order finding a violation with the affidavit of service. Exhibit 2, verification of ownership. Exhibit 3, the permit information from AS 400.
Okay.
Your name, sir? Name?
Matthew.
Matthew. These are the documents that the village wants to enter. Can you look through these and tell me if you have any objection to the documents, and then you can explain to the magistrate what's going on? Previous order finding violation. This just shows you own the property. And then this is the village's permit information. Any objection to the documents?
No.
Okay, thank you, sir.
All right, admitted without objection. We'll look at the AS 400. All right, you have service via posting,
Okay.
and this is 20-465.
It's not in compliance, right? Has he talked to you?
I'm usually better at this, reading these things, but this number isn't even on here. This is like 22,950 and 23,921. What is the permit that's expired?
20-0465.
Doesn't go back to 20.
I don't.
Maybe it's not.
Either way, your testimony, Andrew, is that the permit remains expired?
That's correct.
What does it say? Special Magistrate, it's on the notice of violation.
See?
It is the AC change. At the top of the AS 400 permit information page.
Okay. All right, so they say you had an air conditioner replaced and you didn't get a final inspection.
Air conditioner?
Air conditioner. Was it changed?
Yes.
Was it inspected?
A final?
Yeah.
I don't think so.
Why not?
I was told I had to contact who did it, and they don't call back.
And that's the problem. So he needs to, I don't know if he can do this one, probably not, because it's an air conditioning. He probably has to have a contractor do it, but it's still out of compliance, so.
Well, it's been out of compliance for years. It's just a question of, it's taken forever for the building department to shuffle it down here.
Supervisor Walker, can he do this one as an owner builder to renew it?
if it's been changed, then all it really needs is an inspection.
The question is whether he can do the paperwork. I'm not sure that he can call for an inspection.
Yeah, if a contractor pulled the permit, the contractor's going to have to be the one that renews the permit, or he has to do a whole change of contractor.
That's the first one.
So they've extended this permit 3 times now.
But no one ever called for an inspection, or,
That's correct. So you're going to have to get the permit renewed. You have an AC company that did it?
Yes, I think I've done that already, a couple of times.
Yes, 3 times. So you have to contact the AC company, and they need to come in and renew the permit, and you've got to get a final inspection.
I have to do this?
You have to contact the AC company, and they're going to have to come in and get the permit.
or,
If they don't do it, then you can contact the state and file a complaint, and we can help you do a change of contractor, but that's more costly for you. So it's, yes. So it's actually easier to get your AC company to renew the permit and then get the final inspection.
They don't return my calls.
So if you come in tomorrow, that's our office right there. If you come in tomorrow, we'll give you the information you need to be able to file a complaint against their license with the state. Typically, they're state licensed, and if you tell them you're going to file a complaint, they fix whatever the issue is.
Is there an easier way?
no.
No, that is the easiest way.
Yeah, the easiest way is to threaten their license, they'll pay attention, and they'll do it.
The easiest way is to threaten that you're going to make a complaint against their license, and then they'll usually do it. Are you available in the morning tomorrow?
I'm always available.
Okay. I have a meeting at 9 o'clock, and then I'll be gone. But if you come in between 8 and 9 in the morning, we'll look up your contractor, I'll make a phone call to your contractor and see if that can prompt it. If that doesn't work, then I'll have the state information for you so you can file a complaint. Okay? All right.
So what are we going to do to them in the meantime, though?
Yeah, if we could request, we'll reset it for next month's hearing, so we'll establish a new compliance date of April 8th.
4/8/4/10/25, granted.
So they're not going to give you a fine tonight. You were on for a fine. They're going to give you a new compliance date of April 8th. So you have to come in tomorrow morning so we can get this taken care of, because, it's getting your, I understand, but the only way to actually do it is to get that final inspection, and it's your contractor's permit.
Yeah.
It's your house, his permit. So he can't do without you, and you can't do without him. So you have to, once he renews the permit, you have to allow the inspectors in your home to do the inspection. Yeah, so, well, I don't know what's happening, that the inspection's not happening, because it's been renewed now 3 times. So that means it's been open 4 times, able to get an inspection. It's a 2020 permit, so it's almost 4 years old. So it's gonna be time for a new AC before it gets inspected. So, but anyways, come in tomorrow morning between 8 and 9. I have a meeting at 9 that I've got to leave for. Okay? No, just come in the morning and I'll try to help you, okay?
That's it.
You're done. You're done for tonight.
Sorry.
That's okay, no problem.
All right.
You're
Not a
okay. Thank you,
problem,
sir.
Miss- Don't worry.
Thank you, sir. Going to
right.
page 2, case 23-1135, 133 Ponce de Leon Street, Tricia A. and Vincent Tinarella.
Courses that were going to be fun. I think that's every golf course in the village.
Go ahead.
Special Magistrate would like to submit the following documents into evidence. Exhibit 1, the order finding violation. Exhibit 2, the verification of ownership. And Exhibit 3, the pictures.
Okay.
Let me get your packet. Your name, sir? Thank you. These are the exhibits that the village would like to enter into evidence. Exhibit 1 is the previous order finding violation with the signed green card.
Wait, that was then, because I got this yesterday stuffed in the door. One day notice to come here. I never got anything else.
Okay. I'll
That's
take
from
a
the
look at that.
previous one, you know what I mean, Lou?
That's from this order being sent to you from the last hearing.
The last one, yeah, but this one, that's why I got this was shoved in my door yesterday.
I'll take a look at
I
it.
never got anything else.
Well, you got, this is the, this.
I
has the
understand
hearing-
this one.
Right, this one has the hearing date for today on it. So
I
this
didn't
is-
know I had a hearing date for today.
Well, it's on this order. It says you have to.
That's
come to
this.
the final- But it's also on this, is what I'm saying.
See, I never knew, I didn't see this.
Okay. Somebody signed for it at your house.
This was all the way back. So we didn't actually, that's my fault. I didn't actually know this was today. But anyway, everything's done.
Okay. Okay. So let's just get the documents in and then we'll get there. So exhibit 2 is just showing that you own the property, right here. And exhibit 3 is a photograph.
That was like, what, yesterday?
Yes.
Yeah,
yesterday.
I didn't get a chance to cut the lawn.
Okay.
It's done.
Okay.
And the stump's gone.
Any objection to these documents
No.
being entered? Okay, thank you.
All right, admitted without objection. Signed green card, I assume. Okay. That yard. I live in the neighborhood. I drive by it every day. It's hard to miss. Although when that Audi hit that truck the other day, it kind of kept me from
I
going
was
down
doing the
road.
driveway when that happened.
Yep. All right, so he's saying he removed the tree, stump?
I can't afford anyone to come do it, so I had to wait for it to dry out more, and then I destroyed it with a pickaxe. It's gone.
Whatever works. All right, he's saying he fixed it today?
Well, it wasn't fixed as of yesterday
have
based on the
pictures.
photo.
That's wonderful. I love pictures. Pictures are great. All right, so you had a stump and the driveway was stained. Did you fix the driveway as well? Okay. He's saying that he has pictures. He needs to show them to you before I can look at them, so why don't you go over there?
And it's of everything being removed, the stump included?
Stump, driveway, and I cut the grass.
Okay.
Okay.
Well, I was doing it today.
Well, that,
Code
like I
enforcement.
said, until you call, they don't know. I mean, there's, yeah, well,
And I don't get home till after 3. I don't know what you want to say about
So when is that from?
today.
Okay.
code officer, why don't you go over there and have a look too?
Armienti, can you come look?
'Cause I'd be happy to get rid of this case.
Me too. Yeah. And then that's where the stump was.
Grass is cut?
Is that a compliance?
Yes.
It's gone. It's gone, gone.
And the driveway was clean?
I'm gonna get potting soil and fill it.
Yeah, that's in the picture.
You saw that, right? I did the best I could.
So can you?
Took me
can
2
you show
days.
the I don't have any objection to the 3 photos. Can you show him the same photo that you showed me?
Took me 5 hours this weekend. And I've got a double wide circular driveway and a corner lot with sideways from here like to forever. All right, what do we have?
No.
We're not worried about the grass. I'm worried about the tree stump. Good, tree stump gone, fine. And then, all
And he had to
right,
comply by
somewhat
3
clean driveway. You Need an edger.
Yeah, I have one. Just didn't get time. I had to come here.
Okay, well, you had time earlier to do it, so,
Well, I've been working.
yeah, we all work.
I'm gonna do it though. It's getting.
Yeah, no, it's just, all right.
So Special Magistrate, the one thing that hasn't been done is he didn't get a vegetation removal permit. Hold on. Can you go back to the microphone just so the recording gets you? Thank you, sir.
We went online and we can't figure out how to do it. So if someone can help us, we'll fill it out.
Just come into the office and they will walk you through it. It's a free permit anyway. I'm just going to consider everything done that's physically done and then give them a little
Well,
bit more time to get the vegetation removal permit because you actually remove the vegetation first. So we're doing an after permit almost. So, yeah, I'll give you the 12 days of fines if you wish because it's probably late, but
Well, it's only 3 days, actually.
3 days? See, that's even better. It's like $75.
And I guess the village's position is that your order was from January, so he had 3 months to do it. We're talking about mowing it yesterday and no vegetation removal permit, so,
Well, I'll give you 3 days, but I'm not going to go continuing on the lack of the permit. I'll give him a little bit more of an opportunity. Some people are not computer literate, computer savvy, and they need help with these things, so I'm usually call the kid, find the youngest kid you can find. They're usually the best ones to solve these computery things. All right, so 3 days is like $75, no continuing, and I'm going to reserve on the permit and give him an additional week to try to get that done, since it's basically filling in a after condition. Now, if this is your homestead property, that $75 will sit there until you sell it. There's no way they can foreclose on it. It's just a thing. And if you want to pay it, that's fine. You have to do it after I do the order.
I guess in the event that he doesn't get the vegetation removal permit,
Get the
then
vegetation removal permit in the time I'm giving him, I'm going to let you have additional fines.
you want another fine assessment hearing then?
Yeah, just give me the 410 hearing on the permit.
8 and then the 410.
Yeah, 4.8, 410. That gives him a lot of time, though. I'm trying to get your permit by 3, what's today?
13th.
313 by 320. That way, it's like there's a limit on this. He's not going to have to push it till the end, because as we see, last-minute guy here.
So
A lot, I'm never home.
I work a lot, so, you know, it's, yeah,
She's disabled, so she can't do nothing.
understood, but, so I'm like 320, 410?
So comply by 320 by obtaining the vegetation removal permit, or appear at the 410 fine assessment hearing, and then you're fining him $75.
The dead tree removal without a permit, well, actually, the stump left in the yard and the driveway is stained. Those
Okay.
two are the 75. And then we're reserving on the dead tree removal without a permit. We're going to give him an opportunity to permit his dead tree, remove tree.
Okay, understood, thank you.
Okay. With all those caveats granted. All right, you've got a week to get your vegetative removal permit. If you come down here to the office, I'll literally walk you through it. Okay?
What time do they close?
It's 4:30, I believe. Okay, so you're welcome.
Thank you. Next case is the next one down, 23-1284, 1365 Savoy Yard Way, BAF Assets LLC.
You're doing so well on these.
I guess.
They could put it in the garage and it would be fine. Is there a garage here? No. That's a problem then. So,
They shouldn't remove it. We already sent them one to repair it because we weren't sure what the actual problem was with it.
yeah, it may actually be operable. I don't know. It probably isn't tagged though, because
No, it's got a tag on it. I checked the tag. It's actually current,
it's a current tag.
but it's missing the,
To show that it moves by turning around,
yeah.
that would be a solution to this, would it not, code?
It can't be missing the bumper.
Oh, okay.
That
Well, it's not
also
really
is one
missing
of the code
bumper.
requirements.
Technically, because I'm a car guy, the bumper's there.
Whatever's supposed to be
So
over the
that's just
bumper,
that's just a decorative skirt
Right.
in front of the bumper that has nothing to do with anything other than a little aerodynamic and aesthetic things.
Yeah.
I mean, truly. You know, if you're looking at my 1968 Jeep, all that sits out is a piece of metal. It does not need a plastic cover over it. That has a bumper on it. It's just missing the skirt on top of it. So it's not inoperable, but it needs to be moved to be proven that it moves. So while you're telling them you're violating the lease, tell them if they move it around, they may get out of trouble. Because if it's licensed, insured, and operable, it's fine.
Yeah.
And the police won't even stop them for that.
Special
because it's not-
magistrate, but by code, having the flat tires makes it,
Well, the flat tire is inoperable. What I'm telling them is they're going to try to get their tenant to fix it. And they're in the position where property management firm tries to get the tenant to do things. Property management firm has to get the tenant out. They understand that they're going to get tagged for a fine for the tenant's activities. So they're doing what they're trying to do now. So, you know, all I'm telling him is if he gets it up and around and moving and can show you that it's operable, then you can just sign off on that. And if not, they'll run up a fine, they'll pay a fine, they'll get a new tenant in. So that's basically how this dance will go. So what is the fine here?
It's 325 and continuing.
13 days at $25 a day is 325 plus continuing. Yeah, I mean, literally, if it's, most of the problem here normally is they can't afford insurance, and
They can't get their tags.
which means they can't get a tag, which
Yeah.
means it's an easy call for me. It's like untagged car, it doesn't even matter if it works.
Right.
If it's untagged, it's a bad car, unless it's somewhere like the garage. So, it's not it could be a potentially decent car, but if it's got a flat tire, the tire needs to be pumped up and it needs to be moved, turned around, or actually displayed to a code enforcement officer would be even better. Okay? You got an order from me. Thank you very much.
Next case is the next one down, 23-0801, 1163 Moonlight Way, Henry Sedano.
I'd like to enter the following documents into evidence. Exhibit 1, order finding violation. Exhibit 2, verification ownership. Exhibit 3A is 400 permit information.
Your names for the record?
Henry Rafael Sedano is here.
What's your last name, I'm sorry?
Sedano?
Okay. And the other gentleman with you?
Victor, I am helping Mr. Henry with his
Victor, spell your last name, please.
Last name? Spell your last name?
Spell-
Bravo?
Spell it.
B-R-A-V-O.
Got
B
it.
like in boy, R-A, B like in Victor, O, Victor Bravo.
Got it, okay. Translator, helper.
Okay.
Thank you. These are the exhibits that the village would like to enter into evidence. Exhibit 1 is the previous order finding violation with the signed green card. Exhibit 2 is verification of ownership showing who owns the property. Exhibit 3 is the village's permit information. And exhibit, this should be 4, is photographs.
Yes.
Any objection to these documents?
Okay.
Any
No, it's no
objection?
objection.
Just to the documents,
Yeah.
and then you can explain
Right.
to the minutes.
Okay, okay.
Go ahead.
All right, admitted without objection to the documents. We have a signed green card for service. I see a fence permit, I see a roof permit. I have no idea what happened in the 90s, but they're OSs, so it doesn't matter.
They need for the addition on the side of the house, the shed, and pavers.
Okay. All right, they're saying there are unpermitted additions on the side of the house.
Yes, but for advice of the engineer and the contractor and also the architect in this case, he is going to tear down all the addition that he did in the house. So we are here to let him know that it's going to be tear down all the additions. That's, yeah.
Okay, but the problem is, he should have torn the additions down months ago when I signed the first order
December.
in December of 2023.
Yes, the problem where with the product, that way you, where using the property to do it, and the engineer send Mr. Henry all the information like a couple of weeks or maybe a week ago. So it's the decision where to tear down everything because the product is very difficult. The product that they use to the construction, up to the new engineer, is very difficult to be approved for the city. So
Okay, so
he
needs to-
mostly where the problem that one the document and also the opinion of the engineer that he
Okay,
used.
so he was waiting for engineering opinion to see if he could save it, but he couldn't. Where I am right now is I have a fine that I have to assess, but he can come back with a fine reduction request after he removes everything,
Yes.
Special magistrate.
those things back for that.
Still need the permit for the shed, the pavers, and he
Well,
may
if he
need
removes the shed and the pavers and the addition, he's fine.
a demolition permit, I'm not sure.
He's coming with a new plan for the demolition. As, maybe the next week you are going to have on your desk.
See, that's
And
why,
also
okay, so he's
everything
coming
is
in
going
with the
to be-
demo permit and all that other stuff. But like I said, this is, I get to fine you, but you're going to come back in for a reduction, and you're going to make sure you bring in your engineering documents, and you can blame the engineer for holding you up and see if I can grant some relief. Okay? So that's how we're going to work it out. What's the fine amount?
This one's only $100. It was 4 days and continuing, so $100 and continuing.
100 plus continuing is granted. Yeah, get your permit issued as soon as you can, demo it quickly to stop the fine, then come back and ask for a reduction. Yeah, okay? Because a demo permit should be fairly easy, right? There's not a lot of engineering to that, I'm taking it down.
Easier than going the other way.
Yeah, easier
Yeah.
than building it because it requires engineering and permits and electricians and blah, blah, blah. Okay, 100 plus continuing is granted.
Thank you.
Go get your demo permit, demo it out, call the second you're pulling it all out of there so she can stop the fine. Okay?
Yes, sir.
And then come back for a fine reduction. Okay? All right, take care.
Thank you. The next one is at the bottom of the page, 23-1120, 117 Martin Circle, Christina R. Marone and Joshua D. McBride.
The following documents into evidence, Exhibit 1, order finding violation, affidavit of service. Exhibit 2, verification ownership. Exhibit 3, AS400 permit information. Bless you.
Joshua McBride.
Thank you, sir. These are the exhibits that the village would like to enter into evidence. Exhibit 1 is the affidavit of service for the previous order finding violation. Previous order finding violation. Exhibit 2 is verification of ownership, excuse me. And Exhibit 3 is the village's permit information. Any objection to the documents being entered?
Nope.
Thank you, sir.
All right, admitted without objection. All right, sir, you have a service by posting. So you need a vegetation removal permit. It's a free thing.
On the 10th. I kind of, I was out of the country working, so, but I got it in by the 10th, so
Okay, so you good.
waiting for, the process now.
All right, now, is he all done? Well, his vegetation removal permit should be fairly easy, other than,
Yeah, but he don't have the permit yet. He just applied for it. He was supposed to be in compliance by the 11th.
I know, he's going to get a
And
fine, but it's just a
applied for
question.
it on the 10th.
Yeah, well, he applied, and it's going to take 2 weeks,
Take a
but
couple weeks, yeah.
once the permit's issued,
He's
then
good.
he's good. And then we can come back and see if you want to bother with reducing it. But it shouldn't be that much because it's only how many days?
It's just 3 days, so 75 and
But-
continuing.
If you get it issued in the next week or two, it'd be under a couple of hundred.
Okay.
All right, 75 plus continuing is granted. Hopefully this will be a quickie and you can get your permit issued. When you hear about it, call Margaret. Because they don't talk to each other at the time.
I should receive.
I keep saying the building department needs to take code enforcement to lunch because they keep cleaning out their files and throwing them at code saying, you fix it, they're not listening to me. So, but they don't talk that
Normally I'll be
terribly.
notified email, I'm assuming, or they call you?
Email and calls, emails are, see, I'm a trial guy. We love proof. Emails are proof.
Yeah, I know.
So it's,
I know.
and even better yet, this email confirms our telephone conversation of X date where I told you this.
Work in an office and the person next to me will send me an email to tell me something, so. That's just how it is nowadays.
Not theirs anymore. Okay,
Perfect, thank you.
Thank you.
well, good evening. All right, next, we're page 3 or more.
Yeah, next page, second one from the bottom, 23-0542, 1402 Royal Palm Beach Boulevard, number 700, Soma Investors LLC.
Okay, number 7.
I'd like to enter the following documents into evidence. Exhibit 1, previous order finding violation. Exhibit 2, verification of ownership. And Exhibit 3, AS400 permit information.
Your name, sir, for the record? And your relation to Soma Investors?
That's usually what I pick when I'm trying to call customer service. Representative.
These are the exhibits the village would like to enter into evidence. Exhibit 1 is the previous order finding violation. Page 2 of that, the green card that came back unsigned but returned. Exhibit 2 is verification of ownership, showing who owns the property. And Exhibit 3 is the village's permit information. Any objection to these documents?
No objections.
Thank you.
All right, admitted without objection. What is the permit for? Do we even know?
They renewed the permit It actually renewed on 3/1.
Okay.
So basically, it's technically out of compliance a day, but it's really,
Really care that much?
usually count the day that it's out of, that it comes into compliance.
Order assessing no fine, please.
Order assessing no fine is a wonderful thing to sign. Have a lovely evening, go buy a lotto ticket.
I'm sorry, the inspection was called, just to, so that stays on record, just so that you know.
Okay, that's,
They had it really close. They passed it yesterday, so it should show up in your system as being closed. So
Okay.
hopefully, that way we can, that'll,
Thank you for a whole $25, but they're being nice and saying,
just want to make sure that they know that at least that's one less case to worry about.
yeah, no, it's like I said, they don't talk to each other, so, yeah, you're fine, you're done. Oh, he is? So this way they'll actually go look it up and say, oh, yeah, look, he is done. Great, have a wonderful evening. Order of no fine is granted. Next, please.
Thank you. Repeat violations on page 4, 24-0125, 156 Bob White Road, Laura Placencia.
Okay.
Code Sections 2318B1, prohibited vehicle. I observed this violation on 2/2/24. It's a now notice of violation, certified mail on 2/3/24. Got actual service on 2/7/24. Sent out notice of hearing on 2/3/24. And actual service on that as well. I'd like to enter the following documents into evidence. Exhibit 1, previous order finding violation. Exhibit 2, notice of repeat violation, notice of hearing. Exhibit 3, verification ownership. Exhibit 4, pictures. Exhibit 5, affidavit of compliance.
Okay, so let's get through the,
Thank you. These are the exhibits that the village would like to enter into evidence. Exhibit 1 is the affidavit of service for the previous order finding violation. The previous order finding violation. Page 2 of that order. And certified mail with it. Exhibit 2 is the notice of hearing for tonight's hearing, along with the notice of violation. Exhibit 3 is verification of ownership showing that you own the property. Exhibit 4 is photographs with the dates of the violation. And Exhibit 5 is the affidavit of compliance. Any objection to these documents? No. Thank you.
all right, admitted without objection. So how many days are we talking about? Because you have a compliance affidavit in there.
5 days.
5 days, okay. And you have service via posting and you have actual service, so you have double service. All right, so 5 days, they're what?
$250 fine.
Okay. Ms. Placencia,
So
you got to quit parking that thing there.
I went to I called the mayors to see if I could get a copy of the rules, I guess. And we are allowed to, if it fits in the garage, we can put it into the garage, which we have. And I have pictures to show if that's allowed. And also, they said that we are allowed to park it for about an hour a day for loading and unloading, or whenever my husband's on lunch, to park it outside. So that probably is one of the times that he comes in and out too, because we do a lot of police.
I have a neighbor who is 3 houses away from me. And he had a Comcast truck, and it's one of these lovely bucket trucks.
Yeah.
And I always wondered why he wouldn't use his bucket truck to trim his palm trees, because it was right there when he would park it. And someone got him, and so what he does when he came home was he would park it on the street in the direction of traffic for his hour, put a cone out, and no one would question the fact that it was on the street for an hour with a cone out. You know, if you park it in the driveway, no one's going to sit there and go, okay, he's there, I'm going to put a clock on it and I'll be back in an hour. He's just parked there.
Yeah.
So if you're going to want to park out there for the hour, you got to put him in the street, cone it up, and make it look obvious that he's not parking at your property. And if it can fit in the garage, that's wonderful. I've got a truck.
Okay, and I have the pictures, so
and
I don't know if.
my extended cab would fit in the garage, but my crew cab will not. So if you can fit it in the garage, more power to you. And it can stay there all night long and be happy. But right now, they have 4 days worth of pictures that show it was out, and you can't prove it was there for less than an hour.
what about, with
Unless you want to show me videotape of an hour or less for each one of them.
house? But I didn't bring, so maybe I can come back for another hearing and I could bring the
No,
footage,
this
I
is your
guess.
chance in court. You don't go to court and show up and go, I want to come back again and bring evidence. No, this is your
I
shot.
should have put the times on them. They were longer, way over an hour each day. And I had spoken with husband and her several times about the tow truck being there for longer than it's supposed to. And yes, I have seen that they do park it now in the garage, which
Which
they
is
are in
acceptable.
compliance, and as long as it's in the garage, that's fine. Or for 1 hour for lunch, but anything after that,
So
it's
she's
an hour
she's
and
looking
5
and she's going,
minutes.
okay,
It's a
she's actually
violation.
putting you on a clock and saying you're over. So, unless you show me a videotape of each of these 4 days with a start time and a stop time of less than an hour,
You'll see it a lot, you'll see it coming in, 'cause he comes in and out. We do a lot of police-directed tows, so he comes in and out
okay,
a
you
lot.
can come in and out, but he
So-
can park it on the street
Yeah.
and leave it out there where it's supposed to be if he's only going to be for an hour. And if it's going to be for more than an hour, he's got to back it in or put it in. Okay? I'm on Facebook a lot, and the Acreage Speaks is one of my favorite playthings because right now everyone's yelling about semis and dump trucks being allowed on lots in the acreage and whether they're grandfathered in or not. And I can tell you right now, the Palm Beach County Code does not allow semi-tractor trailers to be parked on any residential property in Palm Beach County. There's no way any of these people can get grandfathered in. They all yelled about not wanting to be incorporated because they are afraid of their taxes going up. But right now, they're subject to countywide control where one commissioner says, I fight like everything for you, and the other people vote me down. And that's how they play the game. So you live in a village where there's not a problem, everyone understands the rules. If you're going to park it for less than an hour at the street, cone it out. If it's going to be more than an hour, put it in the garage.
it's one total hour for the entire day.
I know, one
So you
total for the
can't be
day. It's
going in
not
and
like-
out.
If he's going to come in and out 3 or 4 times because he's home base, garage. You don't have to close the door, but it has to be in the garage,
Okay,
okay?
okay.
All right, $250, no continuing is granted.
So just, can you say that on the record?
I believe the garage door would have to be closed.
Okay.
Because it is a prohibited vehicle.
So it can't be
Have to
seen,
go in there and
right?
close the door. Okay?
Thank you.
Find somewhere to park it where the rest of the acreage people are going to go.
Okay.
All right,
If
thank
it's
you very much.
visible for over the hour, it'd be a violation.
Moving next to violation hearings, 23-1145, still on page 4, 1250 Palm Beach Trace Drive, Bella Vita at Royal Palm Beach, HOA, and Keo Secrets Dev of Royal Palm LLC.
She didn't swear in.
And Special Magistrate, I believe this respondent needs to be sworn in.
All right. Ma'am, you and anyone else who appeared in late, please raise your right hand. I'm going to swear you in. Do you swear to tell the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth?
I do.
She does. She's sworn.
Thank you, Special Magistrate. For this case, the code section in violation is 15-71, 15-141, and 9-5. Are a dead tree, hedges are not trimmed, and they are over 6 feet tall. The observation was observed on October 25th, 2023. The notice of violation was sent certified mail October 27th, 2023, unclaimed, and it was posted. The notice of hearing was sent January 3rd, 2024, unclaimed and posted. I'd like to submit the following documents into evidence, Special Magistrate. The Exhibit 1 is the notice of violation with the affidavit of service. Exhibit 2 is the notice of hearing with the affidavit of service. Exhibit 3 is the verification of ownership. And Exhibit 4 are the pictures.
Okay.
Your name, ma'am, for the record?
Madeline Mansfield.
And your relation to the HOA, or excuse me, the LLC?
I'm their manager.
Okay.
And just, you said 6 feet, but this says
8. Yeah, that's my question. It's,
the code.
I think it should be 8. Didn't they just change that, council?
Fix that in 1 second, hold on.
Okay.
These are the exhibits that the village would like to enter into the record. Exhibit 1 is the affidavit of service for the notice of violation. The notice of violation came back unclaimed.
What's the address it was sent to?
It's the address on the tax collector's roll. It's required by state law to be sent to that address.
Okay.
Affidavit of service for the notice of hearing for survey. The actual notice of hearing. Again, the unclaimed going to the same.
No, it's going to 1250 Palm Beach Trace.
Exhibit 3 is verification of ownership, showing who owns the property.
Okay,
Exhibit 4 is the photographs.
okay.
And let me just go back to. This one was sent to 1400 North Federal Highway,
Okay.
Delray Beach.
And when was that done?
October 27, 2023 is when it was stamped.
Okay.
It was sent, I can't tell what that is, it got stamped over. It was returned 11/9, so right around
Okay.
then. Any objection to these documents?
No.
All right, admitted without objection.
Thank you, ma'am.
Thank you.
We got a lot of dead tree pictures today. All right, service via posting is wonderful. Go on. All right, you were going to do the 6 versus 8 foot thing? Because I lost her again.
Yes. I learned the first time.
She's wandering a lot this one. It's all good. Yeah, posted. It's all fine. The 6 versus the 8 foot thing, didn't we have a change in the village code? I'm pretty sure.
I'll get them back from him. She's got them. Can I see that from her? What's the hedge height, 8 or 6?
It's 8 for
8.
residential, single family, 6 for everything else.
Oh, see, that's why this is different. Okay. So I know they changed the date, but it's only for single-family residential? Gotcha.
Because it talks about the side and
The
the
rear
rear. And
as
this is on
opposed-
the berm, so it's going to be 6.
Gotcha, fine. All right, I'm changing the agenda.
That was the first one,
6
but then
feet.
it went out.
The first one was, this is the notice of hearing. Yeah, the other one went to,
But then this one went regular mail
okay.
and was posted.
Yeah, they're both posted, so it's all fine.
I posted this one.
All right, as long as you posted, that's fine.
Yep.
Okay, thank you.
Yeah, service is service. All right, so we have 6-foot hedges on, are they 6-foot hedge issue? I think you did.
Yes, and
Got it. They got to look that a little bit over.
I saw that it was measured, some areas it was around 9 feet, so,
That sounds like Palm Beach.
yeah.
You can get like 12, 15 feet hedges. They're real pretty. It's like one of my former council members in Glen Ridge was or still is a large landscaping owner. They bill those people like $2,500 a month to maintain those houses. It's crazy the amount of ladders and stuff you need to trim a 15-foot hedge. All right, so these are violation hearings. They're just going to give you time to correct these issues, so we will, and they'll probably need a vegetation removal permit on the dead tree,
That's correct.
giving you a little bit of heads up for what you need to do. That's a free permit, basically. You just have to make sure there's sufficient other vegetation on the property, because they don't want nude yards in our village. So, okay, so that we have, the dead tree needs to be permitted, and the hedges need to be trimmed to the 6-foot standard.
And we're going to give them plenty of time to do that. We're going to ask for compliance by April 25th or the May 8th.
25 or 5,
8,
5, 8,
or $25 a day fine, sir. Thank you.
5. All right, so you can get your permit and everything trimmed before April 25th, and you will be fine. But remember what I said about calling for an inspection? You want Andrew out there to go out with his tape measure and go, oh, that's close. I mean, he's probably just, how tall are you, Andrew?
6'4" on a good day.
So just under his eye, about eye level for him. He may not need the actual measuring tape for the hedges, so that's good. And you're going to need the vegetative removal permit for the dead tree, but like I said, it's a no.
Tree it is?
I do not, Special Magistrate.
Do you know where it is, so she could point it out to her?
It's right. I don't know what kind I can point out.
No, she just wants to know which one's,
Right in the middle.
okay.
I think we have a close.
See that
look
little
on
spindly one in the middle of
Yeah.
those guys? Yeah, that one.
Okay,
You may have to replace it if it's part of a landscaping plan.
okay.
A lot of development orders require a specific landscaping with specific materials and blah, blah, blah. And before you get your building permits, you have to agree to do all of these things in development orders. And then they go out there and they inspect to count your calusas and your trees and whatever else you have for hedges and plants and flowers and stuff.
And because of the size, if I may just add, Special Magistrate, because of the size of the property, go ahead and get that permit in as quickly as you can, because as he says, they're going to have to count to see if you have to replace it. So get that in sooner rather than later.
On the permit, do I have to identify, though, what type of tree it was?
And that'll be on the, you may want to ask the village for a copy of the approved landscape plan, because it'll
Because
say,
your landscape plan will have these pretty little circle thingies of canopies.
I'm
And there'll be a
familiar.
legend down there on the bottom which says X type of tree, and that's the one. So you can probably tell those are all probably going to be the same thing. And half of them are probably going to be invasive and crappy, and they may have changed them. Remember, my neighbor was said, oh, yeah, they wanted us to plant cottonwoods, and they said, those are nasty. They stain your sidewalks, you'd love to cut them down. But they were the cool things. And then black olives were like all the rage for a while, and you look at any sidewalk under a black olive tree and you just see black. So, and no one wants them anymore. Some things go in style, some things go out. All right, 425, 5825, if you have any questions, call Andrew, he can help.
Just add one more thing. I didn't want you to think we were ignoring our summons that were sent to us. They were going to a wrong address that for a community that we don't even service.
Right,
And
well-
we never received the one addressed to that address. And the other one that came to us at 1440, we moved our office in October and have had just an awful time getting our mail forwarded. So I do apologize for
Not a
that.
problem. What you really need to do, who is this? Is this Papa or a tax collector?
yeah, she needs to contact the property appraiser. We gave her who to call, so
Yeah,
she's
the
got an
prop-
issue on
The
there.
property appraiser, they think, and they being the legislature, think if you're keeping your taxes up and being paid, that's a good address. So the legislature also said to code enforcement, you have to send it to that address. And a lot of people don't change the address. They just, oh, I know, I need to get my tax bill, I'll go get a copy of it. But they forget to change the address on the tax collector's roll.
The problem with the address, the 1250, what's it, Palm
Whatever it is.
Beach, whatever, that address is in a community that is not, does not belong to the community that I'm here representing.
Yeah, unfortunately, the
that's how
tax
bad it
collector's
is.
office thinks it
Okay.
is. And that's what
So-
they have to do, and that's why they oftentimes post it as well. All right,
Okay?
425,
But we'll get-
5825 granted. Next,
you.
please.
Top of page 5, 23-1256, 102 Brookwood Court, Dieppe and Tran.
Special Magistrate, the violations are code section 06-190A135 and 12-4C. Sidewalk and driveway were stained and the garage bin in public view. The violation was observed on November 15th, 2023. The notice of violation was sent November 17th, 2023. It was unclaimed and posted. The notice of hearing was sent certified mail January 20th, unclaimed and posted.
Okay.
Deep trend.
Thank you. These are the exhibits that the village would like to enter into the record. Exhibit 1 is the notice of violation. And that's the affidavit of service, I'm sorry, for the notice of violation, the notice which came back unable to forward, the actual notice of violation document. Exhibit 2 is the affidavit of service for the notice of hearing for tonight's hearing. The notice of hearing. Verification of ownership showing that you own the property. And Exhibit 4 is photographs with the dates of the violation, just one photo. And then Exhibit 5 is affidavit of compliance. Any objection to these documents? Thank you.
So there's an affidavit of compliance in here? So finding of fact is granted. Thank you for cleaning it up. You're fine. You're going to get something in the mail called a finding of fact, which said you were in violation, but you fixed it, and please don't do it again. Okay? That's all that's going to happen. So you're fine.
Just a reminder, just remember that because you're being found in violation, don't do it again for 5 years.
Okay.
Yeah.
You know, so you don't get in trouble for the same thing again. Thank you.
Thank you.
Next
I've
one
got
is
one,
23-1326, 244 Ponce de Leon Street, Progress Residential 1 LLC. I didn't do this.
Oh, we have a progress body. We were missing a progress body for a long time.
How are you?
You on anything, you're new.
The code violations at hand for this case are Code Section 23-18B, 06-190A, and 12-4C. Restricted trailer in public view, the driveway was stained, and the garage can in public view. The violations were observed on December 21st, 2023. The notice of violation was sent certified mail on December 22nd, 2023. There was actual service for that. The notice of hearing was sent January 26, 2024, and returned on February 1st, 2024. The following documents we'd like to submit into evidence. Special Magistrate, Exhibit 1 is a notice of violation. Exhibit 2 is a notice of hearing. Exhibit 3 is the verification of ownership. And Exhibit 4 are the pictures.
Okay.
Your name, ma'am, for the record?
Lady Taktuk.
You're going to spell your last name.
T as in taco, A as in apple, C as in cat, T as in taco, UK.
And your relation to the LLC?
The assistant director for the company.
These are the exhibits that the village would like to enter into the record.
Okay.
Exhibit 1 is the notice of violation. Exhibit 2.
I don't even know where
Hearing.
Court is.
Signed lease cards, signed certified mail.
Okay.
Exhibit 3, verification of ownership showing that the LLC owns the property.
They're next to him, they
And
need to be
Exhibit
sworn in.
4 is photographs of the violation with the dates. Any objection to these documents being
No.
entered? Thank you.
In order.
But was the trailer removed then? Because I don't see it on the picture. Okay.
No, it's
And
there.
without objection?
This is 244.
Yeah, can you show him the picture? Let's show him the picture. Somebody else is here.
I love Willie, by the way. Willie's my man. The best stamp. I can tell. I mean, I've seen Willie
It's
stamp.
very detailed.
I mean, I don't know why he's still in the mailroom. He should be moved up.
Yeah, every time you click left, it goes right.
Oh, okay.
Use the arrows, it's easier.
I got you. Yes, Special Magistrate, the trailer is still there. It's covered with a tarp, though.
Okay, well,
I just want to be able to see the picture because at this point, whatever it's done, it's going to be charged back to the resident.
Right there?
there, you can see the tarp over the top of it. It's supposed to be screened, and if they put a panel in front of it, would that be okay?
If it was screened, yes.
I'm just,
Not a
Well,
temporary
you
panel.
have to, in order to put a panel in front of it, it would be a fence, you need a permit.
that's just step one. If you screened it, it would be okay. It would probably require a small fence permit.
A way to conceal conceal a trailer.
No, that's not screening, that's just covering.
He needs to remove it. That's what he needs to do at this point.
Well, that's a private civil matter between you and your tenant. We do not care as long as he meets the village regulations. And because there's also a garbage can here, a little bit of a fence there would probably help too. You could hide the garbage can behind the fence like I do, like everyone else does. You see the garbage can on the left-hand side of the house, there should be a piece of lattice or something in front of it to screen it.
Is that new?
Is that new? No, that's been here since I've been doing this since,
Added to the violation, because I wasn't aware of that.
no, it's here.
It was in the original notice of violation.
Yeah, and this is the last thing, screen garbage can from public view. It's the last line of the violation. And that's the easiest thing in the world. All you have to do is get a piece of lattice from Home Depot or Lowe's or Ace or anyone else, because I'm not going to advertise just one company, and a couple of posts and put them in the ground, and then you have screening. That's all it takes.
Thank you.
Me personally, I just put it behind the fence. Screen. And then what else do we have? That's 2 out of 3 in driveway stained. I'm sure you have a vendor that does that. I spent 5 hours this weekend doing my driveway because I felt bad fining people for having dirty driveways when I hadn't cleaned mine yet, so I've cleaned mine. Okay, so what do we want for dates on these things?
This one, we're asking for compliance by March 28th or the April 10th fine hearing, or $25 a day fine. These are pretty easy
These are
corrections.
easy, and, well, actually, I take it back. Trailer's going to be fun. The other things are easy. I don't know what you're going to do with your client or your tenant, but like I said, it's,
You're going to be fine for that.
yeah, well, that's still not going to get you out of code enforcement. You know, you either get them to remove it, which gets you out of code enforcement, or you get them screened, and you're the owner of the property, so you would apply for the fence permit. It's like really just a section of fence.
Going to do that.
I don't care.
Being fined today.
You have until March 28th to fix these things.
Okay, no
So you
problem.
just, you know, like the driveway stain, not a problem, the garbage can is really easy. And call him when these things are done so he knows he can see progress from progress. You
Okay.
got it?
Progress
Because
from
as long as you're
progress.
working towards these things, I tend to give much better breaks than people who just go, whatever. You know, if you get 2 out of 3, like, I'm having trouble with the third, I don't mind slowing it down. Great. Okay, you'll get an order in the, well, Willie will get an order in the mail, Mr. Grant.
Thank you.
Thank you. Moving back, Special Magistrate, to page 4, violation hearings, the second one down, 23-1161, 1386 McDermott Lane, Josephine Adenise E. and Exile Lumiere.
We have 2 respondents left, and they both need to be sworn in.
Okay. Well, if she's not testifying, I don't care. He gets sworn. Now, in the back, gentlemen, were you sworn in? I don't recall seeing you earlier. No? How about everyone in the back? Just raise your right hand. We're going to swear everyone in. You too, sir, at the podium, raise your right hand.
Sir. Sir.
Oh, does everyone swear or affirm the testimony that we're about to give is the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth? Say I do. Everyone does. We're fine. All right. Stained sidewalk and driveway.
Yes, thank you, Special Magistrate. The code sections in violation are 06-190, A135, a stained sidewalk and driveway. The violation was observed on November 1st, 2023. The notice of violation was sent certified mail November 4th, returned, was unclaimed and posted. The notice of hearing was sent January 8th. It was unclaimed and posted. The following documents we'd like to submit into evidence, Special Magistrate. In Exhibit 1, the notice of violation with an affidavit of service. Exhibit 2, a notice of hearing, affidavit of service. Exhibit 3, the verification of ownership. Exhibit 4 are the pictures. And Exhibit 5, an affidavit of compliance.
For the record,
Lucci XL. Lucci.
spell it.
LOUICHY.
Okay, thank you. These are the
Okay.
exhibits. Chapter. Exhibit 1 is the affidavit of service for the notice of violation. The notice of violation. Exhibit 2 is the affidavit of service for the notice of hearing. The notice of hearing itself. Exhibit 3 is verification of ownership showing who owns the property. Exhibit 4, photographs. And Exhibit 5, affidavit of compliance. Any objection to these documents?
No.
Thank you.
Admitted without objection, finding of fact is granted. All that means is you were a little late on the cleaning of it up, and just, you'll be fine. There's no fine that's going to be issued. Just keep it clean.
I did it on Sunday, and I tried to call.
Believe me, I was out there this weekend too. And mine was more fun because I borrowed a surface cleaner from one neighbor and a big pressure washer from the other neighbor, and I combined them together to find out that the surface cleaner that he let me borrow wasn't working, and then the pressure washer that I borrowed from the other neighbor died after 30 minutes, so I had to crank out my little one and spend 5 hours cleaning my driveways. All fun. But you're fine. You'll get an order in the mail that says, there's a finding of fact, just keep it clean. You're welcome, sir. You're gone.
All right, now we are going to go back to
Page.
page 5, the second one down. A little game, 23-1282, 223 Ponce de Leon Street, Fitzroy O. and Pauline L. Darlington.
The code sections in violation in this case, Special Magistrate, are Section 26-57, 9 through 4, 14-2, and 23-18, B3B. This was for a shed built without a permit, the structure overhang built without a permit, a fence in disrepair, and miscellaneous items in front of the lawn. The violation was observed on 11/28. The notice of violation was sent certified mail on 11/28/23. We have USPS tracking for the notice of violation, and the notice of hearing was sent certified mail January 20th and posted February 29th. The documents we'd like to submit for evidence, Special Magistrate, is the notice of violation on Exhibit 1 with USPS tracking, Exhibit 2, the notice of hearing with affidavit of service, Exhibit 3, the verification of ownership, Exhibit 4 are pictures, and Exhibit 5 is the permit information in AS 400.
This is it?
Yes.
Yep.
Fitzroy Darlington.
Thank you, sir. These are the exhibits that the village would like to enter into evidence. Exhibit 1 is the USPS tracking for the notice of violation as well as the notice of violation itself. Exhibit 2 is affidavit of service for the notice of hearing, the notice of hearing itself. Exhibit 3 is verification of ownership showing you own the property. Exhibit 4 is photographs of the violations. And Exhibit 5 is the village's permit information. Any objection to these documents?
All right, admitted without objection. USPS tracking confirm is good service. Affidavit of service on the notice of hearing is good. I'm going to work on some of your aperture skills to get you some more lighter pictures. He's going for that dark, heart of darkness kind of effect on these. All right. Okay. Please proceed. So we have a shed that's unpermitted, right? That's the AS 400, which goes back to 2004. Fence, Kano Mechanical, SAC. All right, and then structure without a permit, fence and disrepair, parking on the front lawn, miscellaneous items, I see them all.
Yes.
All right, Mr. Darlington,
How you doing, sir?
you got a mess there.
Sir, is that parking on the lawn? That car been parking there for years, sir. I see everybody park trailer and they right beside the garage, and is just a car that I park there. It's not on the lawn, it's on the stone. So I don't know.
Well, the problem with that is, it's not an approved area to park the vehicle, and if you actually would have some approval from the village to put stones there, that'd be one thing, or approval for trailers. Here's what happens normally. Someone comes into the village and they buy a house, and they never look at the permitting information or whatever, and there's a shed back there, and they don't realize that the shed back there has not been permitted. It's sitting in a setback. It would never be permitted if it wasn't there. The shed's been there for 25 years, and you know what? It's been illegal for 25 years. It just got left.
I'm trying to get the permit for the shed, but it's taking me a while because I have to.
That's fine, because we'll give you some.
It's not like I'm ignoring. I come to the visit like about 4 times since this happened, and I talk to them and tell them. Sometimes I work out of town. I think I came here like 4 times since this happened, and I tell them like what I'm going through and asking them for just a little time for the shed.
Well.
So the permit company that did my house, they're not doing my house no more. They're not doing Palm Beach no more. So they try to get me with some kind of company to get the permit. But I filed for the permit. I put in paperwork for the permit here already. So it's not like
You have a permit number?
I filed for the permit. So
See, people file for permits all the time. What happens, though, is they forget to follow through and give the information that's requested or everything else, and they never get a permit number. Filing for a permit is one thing. Getting a permit number is another thing, so they can at least look at it to see whether they'll issue a permit or not. So you have to follow through on the shed.
And Special Magistrate, just so you know, the shed, you can see from the pictures, the shed's in the setback, so he won't even be able to get a permit for the shed. It needs to be
that's why
removed.
The permit for the shed should be,
I came here and they give me 2 different for where I should put the shed. One said 25 from the house, from the back east. So twice I come here to find out where exactly I supposed to move the shed, because the survey guy said I have to move the shed first and put it where it should be before I can get the permit.
No, he's wrong.
That's what he told me. That's what he told me, so that's why I
he's-
did the move, because I came here.
Stop.
And they tell me.
Stop, please, okay? The survey guy is wrong. You just have to put the proposed location of the shed, not the shed.
Is the shed in the setback?
There's going to be an application, and you're going to locate the shed, and it has to be not in the setbacks. It doesn't have to exist, it doesn't have to be purchased, it just has to be located. And then you can put the shed in any time in the 180-day window that your permit's active, okay?
And just so it's
that's-
clear,
Well, no, stop, again.
Where to put it?
That is your responsibility as a property owner. There's going to be side setbacks. You can draw little lines on your survey and on the back and the side, and it can't be in either of those. And if you have open space, you can put it anywhere there's open space. The problem normally is people out here have pools and other things, and they don't have the room to put a shed. So that's the shed problem. You need to get your shed.
the shed, like he's talking about, needs to be moved. That's more in the rear. What's on here, the photo that you see here is like a wood structure attached to the side of the house. That's in the setback.
Yeah, that wood structure is
That won't be
not
permitted,
permitted.
right.
It's got to be engineered.
It's just because it's not permitted, I can't be there, because I see other.
All right, here's the problem with this. We live in Florida. We have hurricanes. Structures have to conform to the South Florida Building Code. That means there are engineering tolerances that they have to meet. Things have to be buried in the ground. They have to be strapped properly. They have to be engineered and designed. You just can't slap up a structure and say, my neighbors do it. Some of those structures your neighbors have are permitted. Others are also illegal, And if they ever get cited, they'll have to tear them down or they'll have to get them engineered. All right, that's 2.
Okay, so I just need to take that down, but I just need to find out where I should put the shed and just move the shed.
Okay, that's the shed, that's the overhang. The fence is in,
That's not, it's just
all
a
right,
shed.
the fence in disrepair just needs to be,
Sir, I fixed the fence.
okay.
And also all the miscellaneous items.
And you've got to get the stuff out of the yard. You've got like stuff laying around in front of all your,
Sir, it's like oh, okay. That is just like, Thursday's birthday. So if I come in, I just rest it there because that picture is just they take it today or yesterday, and tomorrow is birthday. That photo is either they took it today or yesterday. No, today. I put it there last night. So they took that today, and tomorrow is birthday.
No, the photo was taken yesterday.
Today and tomorrow is birthday. So that
But all this stuff too, right?
because my property.
behind that stuff, there's bricks on the ground, there's tires laying there, there's pavers stacked up, there's crap all over the place.
Paint cans and all kinds of things in front of the
Yeah,
garage door here.
there's all these 5-gallon buckets in the front, there's a fire extinguisher in front of the garage. All these things. You know, your neighbors have to live with all this stuff that you're putting out there that shouldn't be out there.
Okay, those are just.
So you got to clean all this stuff up, you're going to fix the fence, you're going to get a permit for the shed, and you're going to stop parking the BMW on the rocks.
So, okay, so what I need
If
to
you
call-
want to get a permit to pour an additional driveway and you want to park the Beamer on there, that's fine. But those rocks are not permitted and it's not a viable place
So
to
what,
park
I
it.
can put pavers there?
No, not without a permit.
No, that's what I'm trying to find, that's what I'm asking.
You have to go get a survey and an impervious surface calculation to see if the pavers would be allowed. Because unlike my mother's house in South Miami, which is all concrete, the village only allows how much impervious surface?
Depends on the neighborhood.
But approximately, a quarter-ish.
50%
They only
some
allow you to
neighborhoods.
cover like a quarter of your
I
lot.
understand. Some people, is like these guys just cherry pick who they want to violate, because even on my street.
Look,
my house-
here's what I call that. That's the throw my neighbor under the bus argument. If my neighbor screwed up, you know what you want to do? You report your neighbor. Go report your neighbor and have them clean it up too.
I have pictures in my phone right now to show.
I don't care. I don't care. If you want to make your neighbors mad at you, that's fine. But your neighbors being dirty does not an excuse for you being dirty. Okay? This is not trash land. This is a village with rules. I mean, I grew up in the Virgin Islands. I understand what people let you do there.
Okay, the main problem is.
And then the main problem I see here is the shed. Fix the shed. Solve the shed.
The shed, I need some.
Well, I see problems everywhere, but you're going to figure out what you're going to figure out. All right, what's the dates on this thing?
For compliance by March 28th, or appearance at the April 10th fine hearing, or $50 a day fine.
So you better find out about your permit because they're giving you basically a couple weeks to straighten all this stuff out. Because there's so much there.
It was first observed in November, so it's been 4
And
months.
this is a November violation. So you've coasted through the holidays and through spring, and they're tired of it. So 328, 4850, granted.
I'm sorry, 410.
410.
Thank you. Thank you,
Go
sir.
follow through, clean things up, call them when you're done.
Who's next?
Being picked on, I'm being picked on.
Is that it?
Do we have anyone else? We have a couple people in the back that are being talked to. If we're not dealing with that, we can go through some cases while they're
I
waiting.
think we're back to the beginning, sir.
Yeah.
So we'll go back.
Case number 23-784, page one, actually, first one.
23-0742 is being pulled.
Oh, see, I was right.
And this is, next one is this
23-784.
data/fine assessment hearing, 23-0784, 769 Camellia Drive, Stephen J. Broadhead.
He was here a lot. Did he fix it? Oh, I'll find out. No? Dang.
Go ahead.
Special Magistrate would like to present the following documents into evidence. The Exhibit 1 is an order granting continuance and setting a fine assessment hearing. Exhibit 2 is a verification of ownership. Exhibit 3 are the pictures.
Okay, where's our fence bad? I think I see it behind the car.
So we don't have anybody to show it to.
All right, service via signed green card is a wonderful thing.
I think it's this, right?
So behind the Chrysler, I guess?
Yes, and I spoke to the respondent this afternoon, Special Magistrate. He said he wasn't feeling well and unable to attend. Just wanted to pass that message on.
Okay. I think he's been here a number of times. Yeah, he was at the
He
hearing.
has, yeah, he has. It's still in violations. It's been out for 3 days, so we're asking for a fine of 75 and continuing.
75 plus continuing is granted.
Thank you. Moving to, again, fine assessment hearings, 23-0997 is being pulled. 23-1063, 2001 Crestwood Boulevard, Madison Green Golf Club, LLC.
My second choice for golf in the village.
Special Magistrate would like to present the following documents into evidence. Exhibit 1 is the order finding violation. Exhibit 2 is the verification of ownership. Exhibit 3 are the pictures.
Okay. See, what they do out there is they let stuff grow all summer long. And then right before the rates go up, like 2 or 3 times, they whack everything down and make it pretty. So at least you're going to make my summer golf look nicer. Oh, you don't know how well I find golf balls. It's a whole other story. All right, so yes, they are obviously not being maintained if they're there looking like that.
This has been out of compliance for 13 days, so 325 and continuing.
325 plus continuing is granted.
Thank you. 23-0961 is being pulled.
Good.
23-1167, 158 Cordoba Circle, Patrick A. Hill.
I'd like to enter the following documents into evidence. Exhibit 1, order finding violation affidavit of service. Exhibit 2, verification ownership. Exhibit 3, pictures.
The Cordoba used to be a Chrysler. I used to remember the advertising from Ricardo Montalban. He's way older than you folks. All right, like I said, I'm very happy I did my driveway and sidewalk because now I don't feel guilty about finding these people. It took me 5 freaking hours. All right, what do you want? 325?
This one again is 325 and continuing, yes, sir.
Granted.
Thank you.
You
24
know, my pressure cleaner costs $300. They could have spent that money much better.
Nope.
0018, 106 Sherwood Drive, Lynda M. Parsons Estate.
I'd like to enter the following documents into evidence. Previous order finding violation permitting village abatement. Exhibit 2, verification ownership. Exhibit 3, public works work order.
Affidavit of service.
This was an abatement, so we're asking for a fine assessment order that allows for recovery of $286, $80 for the mowing, and $206 for the administrative costs, in the amount of $286 total.
286 is granted.
Thank you, sir. 23-0444, 1244 Royal Palm Beach Boulevard, Crossroads RTG owner LLC.
I'd like to enter the following documents into evidence. Exhibit 1, previous order finding violation. Exhibit 2, the fine assessment notice of hearing. Exhibit 3, verification of ownership. And Exhibit 4, AS 400 permit information. This is this case and then the next case I have with it.
We got doubles. Doubles. All right, which one is this? 1244, yeah. That's the address, good. All right, signed green cards are wonderful things. You have 2 of them, so you have service and service.
This one's been out of compliance for 41 days. We're asking for a fine of $1,025 and continuing.
25 plus continuing is granted.
Thank you. 23-0499, 11021 Southern Boulevard, number 110, IVT Southern Royal Palm Beach, 1031 LLC.
I'd like to enter the following documents into evidence. Exhibit 1, previous order finding violation. Exhibit 2, verification of ownership. And Exhibit 3, AS 400 permit information.
All right. And this is why I love Willie,
Last two.
because this guy just had grabbed a Sharpie and, so it's not really a signature, but it qualifies.
Works.
Works. An X would work as well. All right, you have a signed green card. Someone put a nice AC in there for the new tenant. They did interior renovations, made it all cool and pretty, and it ain't permitted.
This one's been out for 13 days, so 325 and continuing.
325 plus continuing is granted.
Thank you. 23-1195, 11101 Southern Boulevard, IVT Southern Royal
that's
Palm
another
Beach,
one of these
1031
IVTs.
LLC.
I'd like to enter the following documents into evidence. Exhibit 1, previous order finding violation. Exhibit 2, verification of ownership. And Exhibit 3, AS 400 permit information.
I talked to Willie about getting a stamp. He's like, I got a Sharpie. All right, on here, what do we not have? We not have a permit for,
What was the
more
permit
AC
for the
probably. All right. You have service via signed green card. What would you like on this one? Another 325?
This one was out for 4 days, so $100 and not
Plus
continuing. No, not continuing.
No continuing. Cool. I like variety. It keeps me awake when I'm signing all these orders.
Thank you. 23-1196, 11021 Southern Boulevard, number 110, IVT Southern Royal Palm Beach, 1031 LLC.
I'd like to enter the following documents into evidence. Exhibit 1, previous order finding violation. Exhibit 2, verification of ownership. And Exhibit 3, AS 400 permit information.
All right, so they have a permit application approved, an extension approved. It looks. No? Ah. Yeah, dang, the guys, after 15 years, I finally figured out the AS400 system.
What's that permit number?
The permit number is, here, have the whole floor.
Maybe the paperwork got messed up.
Yeah.
Is it this one?
Yeah, it's like,
This is for permit 18.
give me the right AS400.
No, it's back there. Next page.
This is for this one.
Now we have a different
The
AS400.
one where she asked for the 4 days.
Okay.
This was the last case. This is this case. I just got mixed up with it.
See, I just want you to know I'm paying attention. It's not like, oh, he's just blindly working his way through it. All right, 5-ton ACs are really popular with these people. Okay, air conditioning permit.
So this one's been out for 13 days, so 325 and continuing.
Continuing is granted.
Thank you, sir. On to violation hearings, 23-1215, 1700 Crestwood Court South, number 1707. Sylvester K. Gaji and Heba S. Talukdar.
I bet Sylvester hated his parents for doing this in elementary school. You know, you can unique me, but I'm never going to be able to go to Disney World and get a bicycle tag.
You got it? Yeah.
Special magistrate.
Your exercise.
Thank you.
It's almost like squats.
1700 Crestwood.
I'll find it, yep.
The code sections in violation here, it's an expired permit.
You know, for a big guy, you have such
no
a
permits.
soft spoken voice.
Thank you,
It's
sir.
like way, way too low.
It's an expired building permit.
Tell him that section.
622-105.5. The violation was observed on November 9th. The notice of violation was sent certified mail November 9th, unclaimed and posted. The notice of hearing was sent certified mail January 8th, unclaimed and posted. And the following documents would like to submit into evidence. The Exhibit 1 is a notice of violation with the affidavit of service. Exhibit 2 is a notice of hearing with an affidavit of service. Exhibit 3 is the verification of ownership. And Exhibit 4 is the AS 400 information for the permits, or lack thereof.
See, I didn't even have to look at this. I was just going to call you Dina. Just because I was like, he wasn't here in November. It's all good, because you have the paperwork from Dina. So that's all great. Violation, what are our dates?
We're asking for, did you find good service on this one?
Service on this one.
For compliance by 425 or the 5/8 fine assessment hearing or $25 a day fine?
425, 5825 granted.
Thank you. 23-1236, 11797 Dahlia Drive, Alan Lopez.
Special Magistrate, this is also another expired permit case, 622-1055. The violation was observed on November 14th. It was sent certified mail for the notice of violation November 15th, and it was also posted. The notice of hearing was sent certified mail on January 8th. It was unclaimed and posted. The documents we'd like to submit into evidence is Exhibit 1, the notice of violation affidavit of service, notice of hearing affidavit of service, verification of ownership, which is Exhibit 3. Exhibit 4 is the permit information, and Exhibit 5 is an affidavit of compliance.
Okay.
Finding of fact, please. Once,
So I can look at it?
yes, they're
and
coming
then
your way. Thank
You
you.
have service via posting, finding fact is granted.
Thank you, sir. 23-1239, 133 Galliano Street, Therapist to You, Inc.
Me somehow. Therapist to you. It's like, is this going to be on the phone? Are we going to do this on the internet? We text?
Of a traveling therapist, like.
This is another expired permit, code section 622-105.5. The violation was observed November 14th. The notice of violation was sent certified mail on November 15th, unclaimed and posted. The notice of hearing was sent certified mail January 3rd, unclaimed and posted. The documents you'd like to submit into evidence, Exhibit 1, notice of violation affidavit of service. Exhibit 2, notice of hearing affidavit of service. Exhibit 3, verification of ownership, and Exhibit 4, the permit information.
I wonder if Dina watches this.
I would presume not.
If you are, don't. Go do something else. All right, 6-foot vinyl fence with 2 gates. You have service via posting. What would you like?
Compliance by April 25th or the May 8th fine assessment hearing or $25 a day fine. Thank you. Next case is 23-1311, 893 Orchid Drive, Juan D. Escobar. Oh, it's already on there. Perfect.
The code sections for this case are an expired permit, 622-1084, 2657, 12-4C, 1557, and these are for front doors, windows, and pavers and stones without a permit, a canopy without a permit, recycle bin in public view, and overgrown grass and weeds. The violation was observed on December 15th. The notice of violation was sent certified mail December 16th. It was returned on January 4th. The notice of hearing was sent on January 24th and returned on January 30th. And the documents we'd like to submit into evidence, Exhibit 1 is the notice of violation, Exhibit 2, the notice of hearing, Exhibit 3, the verification of ownership, Exhibit 4 are the pictures, and Exhibit 5 are the permit information.
Okay. Signed green card on the notice. Signed green card on the notice. Double service. That's usually a Margaret thing, but good follow. All right, what do we have here? Oh, my goodness. Yes, the dark picture guy. All right, doors, roofs. They're all in '06. Boy, it's a good replacement cycle, 18 years. At least they permitted it once. All right, how about this one?
This one, we're going to change it up for you, sir. We're asking for compliance by 328 or the 410 fine hearing or $50 a day fine.
Well, and that's exactly what you had on the guy above you. Next, Matty Green.
4-0066 is being pulled. 23-1117, 114 Swan Parkway West, Giselle Barrera.
Code Sections 2318B1, 622, 108.4. Trailer with unconcealed load is prohibited, parking on the front lawn, work without permit, enclosed door and stuccoed area. I observed this violation on 10/17/23, sent out notice of violation, certified mail on 10/19/23, posted that to the property, sent out notice of hearing on 2/9/24, and they received that on 2/12/24. Like tender those following documents into evidence. Exhibit 1, notice of violation, affidavit of service. Exhibit 2, notice of hearing. Exhibit 3, verification of ownership. Exhibit 4, pictures. Exhibit 5, AS400 permit information.
A veg permit in 2022. Last thing I
Yep.
see. Okay. You have service via posting. What would you, actually, you have a signed green card. That's even better. What would you like?
I'm sorry to interrupt you. Section 2318B1, which is the prohibited trailer parked on the driveway, is a finding of fact.
Move that.
Well, it'll still be in the order. It'll just say that it's a finding of fact. And then the
The other
other
ones will
section,
be-
we're asking for compliance by 425 or 58 or $25 a day fine. Thank you. 23-1209, 132 Martin Circle, Liliana P. Acevedo Rojas and Italo F. Passati.
Code Sections 9-1, permit 192517 has expired. This was brought to my attention on 11/9/23, sent out notice of violation, certified mail on 11/9/23, posted that to the property, sent out notice of hearing, certified mail on 12/29/23, posted that to the property as well. Like to enter those following documents into evidence. Exhibit 1, notice of violation, affidavit of service. Exhibit 2, notice of hearing, affidavit of service. Exhibit 3, verification of ownership. Exhibit 4, AS400 permit information. Exhibit
Finding of
5,
fact is
affidavit of
granted.
compliance.
You have service via posting. I had to wait till she got through the spiel, though, because you don't want to stop
Thank
the
you.
spiel.
23-1269, 126 Sherwood Drive, Bobby Naranhan.
Code Section 06190A1, structure is stained. I observed this violation on 11/16/23, sent out notice of violation, certified mail on 11/17/23, posted it to the property, sent out notice of hearing, certified mail on 1/26/24, posted that as well. Like to enter those following documents into evidence. Exhibit 1, notice of violation, affidavit of service. Exhibit 2, affidavit of service, notice of hearing, affidavit of service. Exhibit 3, verification of ownership. Exhibit 4, pictures.
I see the note last week is painting the entire house. I hope he doesn't do the Pepto-Bismol thing again.
I think he is going to paint it the same color because it matches the roof, he says. But he is going to paint it.
Well, there's no requirements other than it be cleanish.
Correct.
Okay. And so this is 428-558-25 is granted.
23-1283, 106 Sherwood Drive, Lynda M. Parsons Estate.
Code section is 06190A135, 06135, and 1540. Structure, sidewalk, and driveway are stained. House numbers are not posted on structure. Bushes growing over the sidewalk area, vertical clearance not met. I observed this violation on 11/28/23. Violation certified mail on 11/28/23, posted to the property. Sent out notice of hearing certified mail on 1/18/24, posted that as well. Like to enter those following documents into evidence. Exhibit 1, notice of violation, affidavit of service. Exhibit 2, notice of hearing, affidavit of service. Exhibit 3, verification ownership. Exhibit 4, pictures.
All right, so you have service via posting. Does anyone live here?
She's deceased, and the
Oh, I
house
know
is
that.
in
It's the
probate.
estate.
But the lawyer did come and take care of some of the items. That's handling the probate, but they still have a few left to do.
Yeah, I'm just thinking, you're in the highest real estate run in Florida history, but it's starting to back off because everyone's seeing concerns with taxes and insurance. And this would be the perfect time for the estate to dump it for a live person to own it. But who am I to tell people what to do? 425-58 or 328?
I got to give you a little bit more information. So everything except for 06190A 3 and 5 has complied. So the only thing that's outstanding is 06190A3 and 5.
Which is which?
Sidewalk and driveway are
Sidewalk and
stained.
driveway are the only things still up?
Everything else is complied. For the sidewalk and driveway stain, we're asking for compliance by
Hold on, wait.
425/5825.
Being Venn diagram-ish here. And it's 425.58 on the structure, sidewalk, and sideway.
Just the sidewalk and driveway, the structure complied.
So I just scratched out, it's just sidewalk and driveway are stained. See, my 5 hours again this week. 425.58, 25.
23-1290, 236 Park Road North, Israel, and Jessica Casillas.
Code sections 2657, 15132. Place structure without a permit, dead palm fronds on palm. I observed this violation. I don't know when, I don't have the paper and I don't have it written down, but I
It
did
doesn't
send it
matter
out.
because you found them in compliance. and we're gonna
12/2/23, I did
Finding
send
a
it.
factum eventually here. Would you like your stuff back?
I have to read my stuff.
These are stuff.
Violation certified mail on 12/2/23. It was delivered on 12/8/23. Sent out notice of hearing certified mail on 1/11/24. It was delivered on 1/13/24. Like to enter the following documents into evidence. Exhibit 1, notice of violation, USPS tracking. Notice of hearing, USPS tracking. Exhibit 3, verification ownership. Exhibit 4, picture. Exhibit 5, AS400 permit information. Exhibit 6, affidavit compliance.
Long-winded way to get to our finding of fact.
Thank
Granted.
you. 23-1304, 145 Granada Street, Kristen L. Dunn.
Code section 2318B2, 2317, restricted trailer parked on lawn, parking on or over the sidewalk. I observed this violation on 12/6/23, sent out notice of violation, certified mail on 12/7/23. It was delivered on 12/9/23, sent out notice of hearing, certified mail on 1/8/24. It was delivered on 1/10/24. Like to enter those following documents into evidence. Exhibit 1, notice of violation, USPS tracking. Exhibit 2, notice of hearing. Exhibit 3, verification ownership. Exhibit 4, pictures.
All right, so this dude printed his name, but he didn't sign it. Is this a lack of cursive in our educational system?
Sad.
Sad. There's barely enough room for me to get through with my dog there. Come on. Have service.
We're
What would
asking
you
for
like?
compliance by 425 or the 5/8 fine hearing or $25 a day fine. Thank you. 23-1308, 109 Malaga Street, Sean and Brittany N. Crames.
Code section 06190A1, 15132, 15141, 124C. Structure is stained, hoop is left curbside, garbage can in public view, dead trees. I observed this violation on 12/11/23, sent out notice of violation certified mail on 12/12/23. It was delivered on 12/14/23, sent out notice of hearing certified mail on 1/8/24. They received it on 1/10/24. Like to enter those following documents into evidence. Exhibit 1, notice of violation, USPS tracking. Exhibit 2, notice of hearing. Exhibit 3, verification ownership. Exhibit 4, pictures.
This guy didn't print, but he barely scrawled something, so you have a signed green card. We have for pictures.
Yep.
What am I looking for here? I'm looking for stains and basketball hoops. You know how much NBA guys get paid? I mean, the minimum veteran salary is like 2.8 million.
But I don't think they're playing on the streets of Royal Palm.
What? No, and he's got some sort of net up there. Maybe it's a golf net. I could use that. All right, 425/5825 granted.
Thank you.
Thank you.
23-1314, 336 La Mancha Avenue, Vincent and Sharon Douglas.
Code sections 14.2, 14.4A, 2318B1, miscellaneous items, disabled vehicle, prohibited trailer. I observed this violation on 12/15/23. I sent out notice of violation certified mail on 12/16/23, posted to the property. Sent out notice of hearing certified mail on 2/9/24, posted that as well. Like to enter those following documents into evidence. Exhibit 1, notice of violation, affidavit of service. Exhibit 2, notice of hearing, affidavit of service. Exhibit 3, verification ownership. Exhibit 4, pictures. Exhibit 5, affidavit compliance.
Oh, my God. Okay. Miscellaneous items, are they still miscellaneousing?
They're all gone.
Dang, look what
The
you
only
did to
thing
help the
left is
neighborhood out.
toys.
Back granted.
Thank you. 24-0017, 149 Bilbao Street, Renee A. Barzaga.
Code sections 9(8) and 15(132). Hedge exceeds height allowed, lawn has bare area. I observed this violation on 1/12/24, sent out notice of violation, certified mail on 1/12/24. They received it on 1/30/24, sent out notice of hearing, certified mail on 2/9/24, received it on 2/14/24. I'd like to enter those following documents into evidence. Exhibit 1, notice of violation. Exhibit 2, notice of hearing. Exhibit 3, verification ownership. Exhibit 4, pictures.
That is one healthy hedge. That's kind of beautiful almost.
It is beautiful, but it's too big.
Yeah, well, they just wanted to grow it fully before they trimmed it to size.
That's what it was.
That's what it was. All right. Definitely hedge. All right, 428, 425?
5825.
Granted.
24-0039, 161 Bilbao Street, Carmelo and Annette Vargas.
Section 06190A5, sidewalk is stained. I observed this violation on 1/19/24. Sent out notice of violation, certified mail on 1/20/24. It was delivered on 1/22/24. Sent out notice of hearing, certified mail on 2/15/24. They received it on 2/22/24. I'd like to enter those following documents into evidence. Exhibit 1, notice of violation, USPS tracking. Exhibit 2, notice of hearing. Exhibit 3, verification ownership. Exhibit 4, pictures.
Yes, they signed a green card. You have service. Would you like 425, 5825?
Please.
What a good guess.
Thank you.
Thank you.
24-0194, 12957 Palms West Drive, Palms West Hospital, Inc., Ducharme and McMillan Associates.
Code sections 2349A14, their pothole in a private road. This violation was mailed certified mail 2/6/24, and it was signed for on 2/21/24. Notice of hearing was mailed certified mail 2/27/24, and it was signed for on 3/6/24. I'd like to enter the following documents into evidence. Exhibit 1, notice of violation and USPS track and confirm. Exhibit 2, notice of hearing. Exhibit 3, verification of ownership, and Exhibit 4, pictures.
Now, that is a good pothole.
It
That is
is.
a good,
And they had some equipment out there. I
well-defined,
thought they were going to fix it, and then they didn't.
nice pothole. That's not just your little baby dip. All right, signed green card equals service.
328 or the 410 fine, hearing or $75 a day fine.
I kind of figured you were going to do the 328 on that one. Granted. $25?
75, sir.
That's what I thought. Maybe more than that. Okay. Granted. Anything else to be brought before the board? Yes, I did sign the minutes. And Verizon says 7:27.
Thank you.
Thought Lynda was like, you got to get done by 7:30. I just had this feeling she was hovering.